and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new readings every single day. If you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Chalices as the two cards that fell out. Then we have the Page of Swords, we have the King of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Empress. The Eight of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. This is interesting because the overall sense of energy that I'm picking up on for this particular reading has to do with kind of this Page of Swords sort of energy and the Eight of Swords sort of energy, which has to do with feeling sort of stuck or like things are not moving or like you can't move forward because certain things in your life appear to be a larger problem or appear to be like a synchronicity of negativity more so than it actually is. And I am getting that this is more having to do with communication because we have a lot of swords on the table. So this is communication, the way you communicate with other people and yourself, but also this has to do with the way you think and the way you communicate your thoughts. There's an energy shift here where you're stepping into more of this Empress sort of energy, where you're recognizing the different energies around you. You are nurturing what you want to grow. You're stepping into your power. You're building upon the life that you desire. But there's this hesitation here because I'm hearing that a lot of you had a lot of limiting beliefs or were holding on to things that were not serving you. You've recently been working through sort of healing and shedding those different pieces of yourself. But since you've started doing that, you feel as if those negative thoughts, those negative synchronicities and things are appearing more in your life, which is getting you a little bit confused and it's throwing you off your game a little bit. As you can see with the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Chalices, the Knight is here riding what is actually like a water spirit when you put the other cards together. It's almost like a bull riding type of thing. He's being thrown all over the place, but he's holding on tightly and he's realizing though the joy and the positivity that are also around him, and he's choosing to pay attention to that and kind of holding on through the ride and the rush of things maybe not being as peaceful or as tranquil as he expected. What's interesting here about this is that a lot of you are questioning whether or not you've actually moved, whether or not you've actually been able to take charge of your life and make some of these changes because you feel like you're being bombarded with a lot of this negativity. You're seeing a lot of these negative things. But as we've talked about in one of our previous readings, when you look at the Page of Swords in this particular card, in this particular deck, when you put all the cards together, she's fighting this giant goose that's not paying any attention to her. And she swings, at least I think it's a woman. Yeah, well, no, it's a woman. She swings her sword at the tail of the goose, which turns into butterflies. This whole card is having to do with the fact that the goose or the enemy is not as dangerous as the page thought. What you need to understand and realize is that when you first start to break certain cycles and get rid of certain negative energies, the reason why you tend to notice the pattern is for two reasons. Number one is wherever you put your energy is where the emphasis begins to go. So in the beginning, when you're beginning to heal things, you start seeing these negative patterns, you start seeing these negative thoughts, you start seeing that negativity because it's the thing that needs to be shifted and healed. It's being brought up for your awareness. The way that you heal the darkest parts of yourself is through the light of awareness. The awareness sheds light on the particular thing so that you can then heal it. The King of Wands is somebody who's very good at directing energy. And if you see in this card, he's actually got energy all around him. This is somebody who's a leader, who's very good at taking their creativity and their passions and turning it into actual manifested things. So you are in the process of actually doing what you set out to do. You are in the process of actually shutting these negative things down. And what's kind of interesting here is with this Queen of Swords, she literally has tied the goose's mouth shut. And we have the goose and the Queen of Swords, and we have the goose and the Page of Swords. So you are actually accomplishing this goal of shutting these negative things down and breaking these negative cycles so that you can create new positive ones. It's just taking a little bit more time for some of these things to completely come to awareness and to completely shift out. Now, I didn't finish a thought. I said there were 2 reasons why negative things tend to come up. I already told you the first one, but the second one is too that you have to remember that your brain is very much dedicated to being in certain routines and habits. In the beginning, when you're breaking an old habit or an old default setting or an old thought pattern, and you are shifting into a new timeline where you are shifting into more positivity, your brain will start also looking for those negative things because that's what it's used to. And it recognizes that your body is somehow off schedule because it's like, oh, during this time, I usually feel these things. So where is it? It just takes a little bit of time also for your physical body to shift the negativity out because the negativity attaches. It's kind of like being really dirty and then going to take a shower. You have to sometimes scrub things off, or sometimes you get in the shower and you're in a rush and maybe you don't feel as clean when you come out as you wish you did. It's kind of like that when you're cleansing your spiritual aura and you're cleansing your spiritual journey and your thoughts and those things, and you're starting to select them and figure out which ones need to shut up, which ones need to speak louder, which ones just need to be misdirected or directed in a different energy. You have to kind of realize it's going to be a little bit of a process. Like sometimes it's going to take a little longer for some of those deeper seated things to clear completely out, not only of your spiritual aura and your spiritual journey, but also your physical body tends to hold on to the energies. So all of that is natural. The other thing here with the 3 of Pentacles is that you are building towards the more Empress energy, but also you're building onto the energies that you've learned through your spiritual practices to make some of this more of a habit to where you're not really having to think about it. You can't really probably see very well, but in this card, he actually has his eyes closed while he's laying the bricks because he's figured out how to do it so well that he's not even having to keep his eyes open and watch everything that he's doing. To me, that indicates that you're creating new healthy habits that are going to support you in your journey moving forward with the Empress. That's going to bring you a lot more abundance and happiness. Now, one thing that you are being prompted to do at this time with the Empress is to take joy and happiness in the little things that life has to offer. The Empress is somebody who sees the beauty of nature all around her. This is somebody who gets to see everything up close and personal, all the little inner workings of the universe. You're being prompted, if you're feeling negative at this time, to shift that energy by paying attention to more positive things. And you'll come to find that those positive things will leave more of a mark than the negative will. And you'll also start to shift to where your body will release some of these previous energies that you're trying to get rid of and start focusing on what it is that you actually want to focus on versus some of these negative things, these old patterns. This is your reading. If it resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and comment your affirmation down below. Your affirmation for this reading is, I am riding the tides of change and things are about to become more peaceful. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.